Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Centre, and welcome to the world of magic and miracles, where once again we explore many new things in the physical world and in the worlds beyond what we know and can touch. Many of those worlds we used to visit when we were children. When we're sitting in class, we'd go out on a daydream, an adventure into areas that we thought were better than where we were. Those places actually exist. They exist beyond the physical realm, but they're well within the reach of even a child, more so a child than a grown-up, because the child doesn't even think it's not possible. So as we look into that, you can see there's more to the physical world than just what we can put our hands on. We can go for a dip in the ocean. We can go and visit a beautiful island, or climb a mountain, or talk to our friends, or just be in the daydream that most suits you at the time. It could be riding a surfboard, skating down the street, looking into the eyes of a loved one, and many more things. All those things are part of the physical world, but they're beyond everyday vision. Everyday vision I call from your eyesight. With that in mind, it's easy to see that we have more than one sight. Many call it imagination, but in fact, it's active in your field all the time. And those places that exist in physical form, but not right here. Everyone can go and visit the beautiful island with the white sands and palm trees, because it exists in a space and time that's available to everyone. It's touchable. The sensations that you get when you actually go further and visit those places are real. You can feel the healing power of a tree, of a stream, of a beautiful place, because it's real. So now that we are more open to visiting the possibilities, we can actually declare them as part of our real world. In so doing, we've just expanded our experience in life. And as we go through the mundane parts of our everyday life, we can bring in things that aren't mundane, things we enjoy, people, places, events that are far beyond this physical world as we think. But they are part of the physical world, not just the earthly world. The physical world exists beyond Earth, but Earth and the people who reside on Earth are the focus of all those places. It's like a hologram. There are many cameras, projectors that produce a hologram, where the beams intersect, you can see something that you know to be a real image, even though it exists in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of a place where it's not reflected. Each person is capable of producing that hologram. If they stand in the middle of their vision, it starts to appear around them. There are many projectors around each person that produce the hologram of the person as solid light. What is projected to each individual who is looking is quite different to what the person sees in their own mirror. It has characteristics that are add-ons that enable joy, laughter, excitement, and mischief to exude from the image, to bring to life a new being who is more real than the touchable physical plane that we've always gone along with. Because of that capability, we're able to produce more than just what we expect people to see. We're able to produce a feeling of well-being that people can see, a little sense of mischief that people can see, many other things that are undefined that people can see. That tends to make analysis something that is not individual. Analysis from each person changes based on what they set in mind. But what they see very rarely meets their analysis. So if someone has a fixed picture of you, you can transmit a totally different picture to cancel that fixed image. So now we're getting into the magic skills of each person, where they can actually transmit whatever they wish and declare to be seen by 1, 2, 50 or 1,000 people, or simply by one person, even though there's a million looking at it. That skill is what's going to change the future of this world. The skill of projection, the skill that is so precise. It belongs to each person individually. And with a little change in movement, change in something inside, the spirit bounces out and says, I'm here, look at me. And it presents a new picture based on the complexities that each person can put into their own image. With that in mind, it's easy to surpass the things that we have been locked onto, surpass the fact that we'd like to be healed, surpass the fact that we have to be fit surpass the fact that we have to exercise. We're able to surpass all those things just by not a decision, but by an internal burst of life that comes out of you and changes everything in your structure. This all exists because you come from another place. Even though your hologram, your picture, your body exists here in the physical plane. So the performance of magic is one of the most important aspects of human life, particularly right now, where we can all surpass whatever is projected towards us. And we can project right through the middle of any signal without having to change the signal. Because what we project is unique and cannot be blocked by anything. As you walk along the street, you have a persona that you can project or hide. As you stand in front of somebody, you can shrink or you can expand. But most of all, no matter where you stand, if you're conscious of your supreme being, you will all the time project another aspect, not fixed, but new. You will project something new every moment. You will find a way because there are endless combinations available to you. You may hold a shoulder a little different. You may drop your head. You may smile differently. You may look down. You may look up. You may just send out a burst of life. But most of all, you deliver what's pleasing to the world, not what is recognized as normal. There's only one person who can please the world, and that's you. There's only one person who can change the holographic image, and that's you. You control all the projectors, all the receivers. You can turn the tone up, you can turn the tone down. And the body will follow immediately. If you allow the body to control everything, it runs out of options because it doesn't have the capability of daydreaming. That belongs to you. It doesn't have the capability of a burst of energy. That belongs to you. It doesn't have the capability of making things look better. That belongs to you. And to make people feel better is not a task of words. It's a task of beautiful interaction of many millions of fields that you jointly and separately have control of in the world that exists between two people or between a million. So as we look into the beauty of the future, we can't even see anything different than what we do now. But if we live with the future available to us, we can reflect all the millions and millions of combinations of the most desirable futures, the most desirable images, the most desirable interactions that could possibly exist. As we move amongst our fellow beings, we show one another differences, similarities, acceptance, non-acceptance, comfort and discomfort. And in the great mix of it all, it sometimes makes you wonder, what is it all about? But beyond wondering, you're always excited by what's next, what's coming next, what's happening. How does that feel? What does this feel like? But not through the brain. It's through all the exciting inputs and outputs that exist in your field, not just in your body, but in the field around you and the field beyond the worlds that you can drift off to. The simplicity allows it to work perfectly. Where you decide nothing, you simply live to the maximum capacity of every gift that keeps surging in and out of your body, every gift that keeps surging in and out of your being, every magic thought, every magic feeling that you spurt out of your whole being into the physical world to encourage growth and life beyond expectation. And living beyond expectation is the simplest thing in the world. It just takes a quick smile, a flick of the happy switch, and you're there. You can take yourself to anywhere and make it different, make it better. You can rely on a picture, rely on a memory, or rely on nothing. It's totally up to each person. And some people love to be driven by particular music so that they can switch on their happy switch. Others just need to jog or to move or to dance. There are many different stimuli And all those things work, providing you don't see them as something you have to do. As soon as you see something as a job, as an exercise that has to happen before you can be happy, you've switched everything around the wrong way. So in a fraction of a second, be happy, try it on. Once you try it on, it stays. It's like a real laugh. Once you try it on, you can't stop. Your whole world turns upside down and comes out the right way. All the things you have been thinking about disappear. And the solutions to problems are not necessary because the problems disappear. So as we move through life now, you will see the impossible become the possible. You will see solutions running wild around you to the extent that you forget about what brought them up, and you enjoy the magic of the solution before the question. You feel the result before the need. And you start to act on the resultant rather than wait for the need. You act because you can act. You transmit simply because it feels good. And you expand your horizon because you're inquisitive. And it's all available in the field around you, in the capability of daydreaming, and in the massive capability of being able to handle more than one thing at a time. So you can visit any places in a fraction of a second, and they're as clear as if you've physically traveled to those places. You can look at what's happening in another person's world, and you'll get a different picture than if you actually stand in their world. But they're both real. And they exist because of your brilliance and intelligence that has gone beyond understanding and knowing that's gone beyond learning and a realization that's gone beyond thought. So now you're standing with everything you could possibly need. And you're exercising it. You're playing with the field, you're playing with the energies. You watch the energy come out of your hand and you move it and watch the effect in the world. You wave it to the sky and the clouds move. You don't have to fluff up your pillow with your hands. You can feel it. And when you lie on it, it's fluffy. You can make your bed comfortable before you lie in it. Your chair perfect before you sit in it. And the vision of your world greater than any novel or movie or event could ever depict. So now it's time to live beyond your expectation and to love beyond your definition and to honor at a level that you know only by your origin. And there's no need to consider anything if you're living in the field that you project into the physical world from your origin, from the world of your creator, and from the world beyond all worlds. Every facet of your being is becoming highlighted. And because of that, every facet of the love that you bring to this world will highlight in the field of every other person and being in the universe. The sincerity of what we talk about means nothing. The light-hearted part of it means everything. The simplicity means a lot. And what you can do doesn't mean anything. What you do means all. It's not physical doing. It is living, enlivening yourself so that you're making the world better for everyone and everything. And what you leave behind makes the trees grow, makes people happier, makes food taste better, and delivers your message and your gifts on a daily basis. There's so much that we can all talk about that we forget about the fact that we're talking. We have conversation and it goes in directions that we've never even thought of, simply because we're allowing ourselves the freedom to just speak. And that allowance doesn't come through your brain, it just simply happens. You start to enjoy yourself. You say beautiful things, you say funny things. You talk about events and you change the events. You bring a new light on everything simply because you can. So welcome once again to that special being that you look at in the mirror. Say hello and project my regards. As I wish you all a perfect life, perfect health, and an extremely magic future. Thank you.
My screen went